Hello and welcome to Cooking Time. Today we're going to do a nice outdoor segment. We're going to grill a bunch of different things. We're going to do a classic French chicken dish called poulet grillé américain. We're also going to do some grilled polenta, a couple of mushrooms and a tomato as a garnish. And we're going to do a nice fruit dessert and some grilled vegetables that we're going to do in a grill basket, which is a great way to do vegetables, shrimp, or a lot of little things that kind of get away from you on the grill. You know how those things always fall through the little cracks, and we just don't want to have that, and you try and fishing them out with little skewers and things. So today we're going to make that process real easy. Earlier, we took our chicken and we started to cut the backbone out of the chicken because we want to butterfly this chicken open so that it kind of lays flat and we can grill it on both sides. So we cut the backbone out with some poultry shears, and then we split the breastbone and removed that, and we removed some of the rib bones that are on either side of the breast once the chicken is opened up, and took some of the end, what we call kind of like a shoulder bones, off of the end of the thigh from the chicken. Now we have that chicken and it is nice and open, so we're able to grill it nicely. The only other thing that I think I want to do is to cut off these little ends of the wing, because we don't need those. They'll only get in our way as we're cooking here on the grill. We certainly don't want to have anything hold us back from this beautiful day outdoors. Okay, so first thing I want to do is to season this up a little bit. Got some fresh cracked pepper. And some nice fresh sea salt. Make sure when you're seasoning you do it from a distance away. This way you can get a nice even coating over your entire chicken. I'll flip this over and get the other side seasoned. See how I'm getting my pepper nice and even throughout the entire face of that chicken. Same with the salt. Don't be afraid to season it up. I think we under-season things too much. Now what I want to do is I want to grill this up a little bit. I'm going to lower my grill down so I don't get too much of a big flare up. Just going to slide this right onto the grill. We'll let that grill up a bit, and we'll get to work on some other items. We have some beautiful baby vegetables. Little green and yellow patty pan squash, some nice little baby zucchini, some carrots, a couple pieces of broccoli, and some little pieces of asparagus. What we're going to do with that is to just simply toss that with a little bit of olive oil. And again, some seasonings, pepper and salt. And we're going to just toss that around a little bit just to mix it up. And I'll douse the opposite side with a little bit more of that olive oil to make it nice and even. Not too much, because when you put this on the grill you don't want to have too much flare up if you have olive oil dripping into the grill. You should always keep a little squirt bottle of water on hand for when you do get those flare ups. Very easy to extinguish them with a little squirt bottle of water. Now on my grill I've got a wonderful little grill basket, or sometimes they call them wok toppers. And we're going to just put our vegetables right in that. It's great for vegetables and shrimp and potatoes. Just going to mix those up a little bit. It's going to help me get like a nice stir fry, but on the grill, so I'll get some nice grilled smoky flavors. Let me take a look now at our chicken and see how we're doing here. Okay. A little bit more. I have to get some of our other items ready to be grilled. We're going to grill up a tomato. Tomatoes are a little bit tricky. We don't want to over grill this so that it collapses. So we want our tomato. We're going to do a couple of mushrooms. I think I'll split these mushrooms right in half. Actually, that one fell right apart, so we'll just take the top piece and we'll put this little bit aside. See how we make out with the next one. That's a better slice there of mushroom. We have one more. We just have to clean that one off a little bit. We don't usually wash the mushrooms. We just brush them off. If they're all wet and kind of brown and slimy, those are the mushrooms that I don't buy. A little salt and pepper on the tomato. A little olive oil that I can brush that mushroom with. This way it won't dry out on the grill. Okay, perfect. The other thing we're going to grill up is some polenta. You can purchase this polenta already in a tube like this, which is great because it makes for a nice starter. Let me switch my mushrooms and tomato to my dish and switch my polenta. And I also have some thick cut bacon, which is going to be wonderful as well. I'm going to grill that up nicely, and that'll make our garnish for our poulet grille américain. Don't need to put anything at all on the bacon. The polenta, I want to cut into some thick slices. Then we're going to put a little bit of olive oil on that polenta. And again, we want to season that up also. Very important, the seasoning process. Really not putting any of the seasoning on the bacon though. Give our veggies a little bit of a stir. Coming along nicely. We'll take a look at our chicken. Get right under that chicken. And flip it right over. Raise that up a little bit. And I think what we'll do is slide our veggies over a little bit. And we can start to put our bacon along the edge in the front. We may get a little flare up from the bacon, but that's okay because as quick as it flares up, we can pull it off and the flames will go down pretty quick. Polenta is a little bit tricky to grill, so don't be upset if it starts to stick. You just get under it with a spatula and pull it off as even as you can. We'll clean up of our area. I think we'll throw those mushrooms on and we'll wait a couple of minutes to do the tomatoes. Okay, while that's going, we're going to actually start to get to work on our dessert. Dessert's just going to be a combination of some fresh fruits, and I like to use what's available. Oranges you can always get, but this time of year we're starting to get anxious for those nice peaches and plums, and I've actually got a peach tree and a plum tree growing, so you'll see my peaches and my plums are starting to form, and the peaches are starting to take shape and get a little bit of color, and I can't wait to do this again toward the middle of the season when those peaches and plums are just at its best. The oranges, I'm going to cut off the top and the bottom, and then I'm going to shave the skin right off the orange. Just like this. Of course, you need a nice sharp knife to do this. Having the right tools makes it that much easier. Real simple, just all the way around. You're following the line where the skin meets the flesh. You can clean up little areas like that later on. Get my dish for my fruits. Going to slice this in some nice slices. At the very end, you're going to be shocked how I finish this dish off. I'm not going to tell you now and ruin the surprise. Just put some nice slices. Then we'll work on our peaches. Let's take a look and see how our grilled items are doing. We've got some flame up, but not to worry. Okay. We're going to start to remove our pieces of bacon. See, the flame up goes down pretty quick as soon as you get your stuff off. Let's take a look at our mushrooms. Grilling nicely. And our polenta looking wonderful. Bet you thought with all those flames that this polenta would be incinerated, but it's actually doing wonderful. And one more stir on our vegetables. I think those veggies are looking pretty good, so I'm going to pull those off. These grill baskets or wok toppers are great. Really a little bit of cleanup, and they're wonderful. Just put this off to the side until we're ready to finish that. Okay. Let those items start to finish. We're going to jump back to the chicken for a minute. We're going to put some Dijon mustard on the chicken. And we're putting this on the meat side. Skin side was what we just finished browning up nicely. Just want to put a nice even coating of that Dijon mustard all over the meat side of this. Next, we're going to put our breadcrumbs. And we'll drizzle a little bit of butter on this, which will help it brown up a little bit, get kind of golden. Take a look at our polenta again, looking wonderful. I think our mushrooms are ready. Gonna put our tomatoes on for a minute. Now, get our chicken back on the grill. And we'll let that grill up a little bit. Go back to work on our dessert. Always got to make room for everything else. Now, back to work on the dessert. I've got some nice peaches here, and I'm just going to start to cut some slices. And I'm just kind of quartering around the pit on this peach. And then taking the little ends off. So in that little square pocket is our peach. And then I'm just going to slice this peach up a little bit, just so our pieces aren't too big. And start to put them into our bowl. So nice to have wonderful fresh fruit. So we try to enjoy it as much as we can when it's this time of year. We've also got a couple of plums. Do the same thing that I did with the peaches, just cutting down 4 sides and then taking the little end off. Of course, if you all weren't here, I'd have this in my mouth chewing the rest of it off, but that wouldn't be too polite. I bet you're dying to know how I'm going to finish this off. I'm smelling something cooking, so I better check my grill again. Yes, I think my polenta is looking wonderful. So let me put my slices of polenta . As you can see, our plate is starting to build with a lot of nice color. Let me take a look at those tomatoes. Just another minute on the tomatoes. Chicken's looking wonderful. You can see it all browning up lovely. Let's just give it a little, just to make sure that it's not sticking. And back to work to finish up our plums. This is the type of dessert that I love. I'm not a big sweet dessert eater, so when it's fresh fruit, wonderful things like that, I just go crazy over it. I think we're doing great. Let me get myself organized here. Now, one of the other things I'm going to add to this dessert, and it might sound a little bit strange, but trust me, you'll love it. A little bit of fresh ginger. I'm just shaving it back to get some of these skins off. I don't know if we'll have to shave this on a fine or a medium grater, but we'll see how it looks with the fine. I think fine's going to be a little bit too fine. I want to get some bigger. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Just a little bit of that grated ginger on the top. When we mix that up, it's going to be wonderful. Okay. So our ginger, let me get our tomatoes. We don't want to forget about those. And our chicken is just about ready. Okay, I can't hold on any longer. To finish this dish, and it sounds a little bit strange, but trust me, it's wonderful. I'm going to put a little bit of cracked pepper on this. Remember, this is dessert. Not too much. And here's the kicker. My best 18-year-old balsamic vinegar. I'm going to just drip this on little drizzles. It's like thick and viscous. Really, it's so sweet. It has the hint of fig and honey. Now let's take a look at that chicken. We need to bring that chicken plate center stage. Baby vegetables are just so gorgeous. Remember, the only thing we did ahead of time was really to bone that chicken, which just took a couple of minutes. Now there is one other thing I'm going to do to finish this dessert. I've got a little bit of mascarpone cheese, which again is just wonderful. It's not too sweet. Just cream this up a little bit. As it comes to room temperature, it gets a little bit soft. Put a scoop of that right in the middle. And tiny little bit of balsamic vinegar right on the top. Just dripping down all sides. So today we did poulet grille américain, some grilled polenta, a little side of mushrooms, bacon and tomato, some grilled vegetables with just some simple extra virgin olive oil. I'll give another little drizzle just to finish them off. Just simple and light. And our wonderful fresh array of fruit with mascarpone cheese, a little cracked pepper, and some 18-year-old balsamic vinegar. I'm David Martone, Cooking Time. Thank you for joining us outdoors. Good night.